Hey, Middle Rain, how are you? I saw what you said about freezing. Have you ever had your thyroid checked? I mean, I was just thinking about how you said something like you'll lose 6 to 7 pounds a day and gain it back and then lose it again, and your thyroid could be off, or you could be anemic, like myself, where you have I'm not always anemic, but I do have problems with it. I take after my mom in that way. So you could be anemic, or you could be having an off thyroid. It could be your adrenal glands. So these are all very important part of your body. And I would definitely see if you could get some blood work done to see if you could find out if, so your thyroid is here, okay, and it is a very important function. Your thyroid function is very important for your health and your safety of your life and well-being. And then there's your hypothalamus might be a little bit off, which is the brain of your brain. Your adrenal glands could be off. It could be something as simple as maybe you're hypoglycemic. I think there is something going on. Like, I don't do health readings, but I do health, you know, I'm a medicine woman, and I have experienced some of these things that you're talking about, and experienced them because my thyroid was off, or my, not my adrenal glands, but my body was in anemic shock, or was going through anemia. Do you take any supplements? Do you take any supplements at all? So you're getting all your vitamins and minerals through just the food you eat, right? You just might not be getting enough supplements with supplementation. I'm freezing. I gotta get a jacket or something. Now I'm freezing. What the fuck is that up? What's up with that? It's all your fault. I got my hoodie on now. I feel a lot better. I don't know what it is. I mean, I have the gas on, but it's cold. Hey, Meryl. I was just telling Metal Rain that maybe he needs to have his thyroid checked or have some blood work done too. Yeah, I'm in 3 sheets of clothing. And I'm the cutest little fatty in the world. Did you know that? It's a shame that I don't show more of it. Hey, Michael. Welcome to the channel. So I was just saying that I think that, so why is it that you don't take supplements? Is it because you want to supplement your minerals and nutrients through food? No, Meryl. I was talking to Metal Rain because he said, oh, I know you take supplements. You send me pictures of them. It's so cute. Well, Metal Rain. I'm going to talk to you like a girlfriend, wife, or best friend should talk to you. Get the supplements. Now. That's what your wife wants me to tell you. That's a channeled message from her. I just want you to feel better. I mean, you're having the freezing thing again. And I'm just saying that if you're anemic and you continue to not do anything about it, you will die. And then we'll never get to meet. And that would make me very sad. If you don't get your thyroid checked and you continue to maybe have a thyroid problem, you will die. If there's something wrong with your adrenal glands and you don't take care of it, honey, you will die. A horrible death. A horrible, painful death. And you don't deserve that. It doesn't matter if your skin's not cold or not. Whenever I'm in like anemia shock or my thyroid was bad and it was low, I would be feeling these things that you're feeling for no reason. And then I went to the doctor and I was like, you know, I feel fatigue, weakness, shivers. Oh, it sucked. It sucked so bad. Hi, Montana. Welcome to the haunted house. Yeah, some supplements are not technically supplements. And, I don't know, I just worry about some of these things you've been going through. Because you're my friend and I don't want you, let me get my beer. I don't want you to get sicker if you are not well. You think you're the fatty? I'm the one who has to lose 50 pounds, okay? You're not a fatty. Where are you a fatty? So, Metal Rain, my roommate also had some of these issues that you're having. When he corrected his adrenal gland problem, it corrected the thyroid problem, and now he's a lot better. You must ask me a question. But you'll save it for later. Thanks for the joke. That's very cute. DJ Security Mod 420. At least not before 3 Still Company is complete. Hey Pammy, how are you, sweetheart? It's good to see you. I missed you guys and gals. It's been a crazy day. Air Force One never made me so disappointed. The world is still crazy. Pardon my French. Oh, I'd love to see your drawings. Hi, welcome back. I'm the Resistance. I wish I wasn't so insecure about my artwork. I would share it with y'all. A lot of my friends who've seen it are like, you should make prints and sell them, but I'm too tired. I just want to make the art and put it away. But maybe someday. Oh, there you are, bitch. I've been looking for you, Queen of Pentacles. Where you been all day? Jesus. Under the Angel Tarot cards. Oh, you sent me another reel? I watched the one from the young good-looking gentleman. The one where he talks about how the and the are both paying for snowflakes to Did you see the one of the griffin? Hey Maya, welcome to the Chammy. How are you? This one, right, Meryl?
Do you have any idea how humiliating it is to have no opposition?
Hold on.
Do you have any idea how humiliating it is to have no opposition party in your country? You have ICE.
It looks like a Treyu from the Neverending Story.
And the mayor just goes, "Hey, ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis." And the media goes, "Oh my God, he just said the no-no word." Dude, arrest him. He shot that lady in the face point blank 3 times.
She had a pulse 8 minutes. For 8 minutes, she had a pulse.
Him. He shot that lady in the face point blank 3 times. And the best you can do is, "Hey, ICE, scram." It's crazy how many Democrats are going to use this to say, "Hey guys, we don't like ICE. Take a hike." When they literally vote to keep funding them, vote for the Lake and Riley Act, vote for a bill expressing gratitude to ICE officers. What the fuck are we doing here? And let me just clarify, whenever I talk shit about
hello,
Democrats,
Transylvania.
at no point does that mean I like Republicans. I'm not stupid. I know they're worse. They're the ones going, "Oh, well, she had pronouns in her bio, so she deserved it." And yes, funding ICE way more with the help of those Democrat votes, but ask either of them about defunding or, God forbid, abolishing ICE. Crickets. Nothing. All I'm saying is when you have armed
Hold their hair back.
and unmarked fans who get to wear masks to hide their
He is very angry, and he should be.
tattoos, I'd like a little bit more
He
from the
should be.
opposition party than the political equivalent of that clip of Garnet from Steven Universe going, "Hey kids, don't be racist." Do you have any idea how humiliating it is to have...
He is so cute. What a cutie, angry patootie. But yeah, Meryl, I watched it, and then I cried, and then I had a beer. You know, I don't know what to say. I don't know what we can do. But I'll be the first person at the head of the line with my bazooka at the Capitol if you want to take it back. Just saying. There's no more of this. It's all... And I mean like the bazooka that you would play, the same kind that the Courier used in the Caterpillar Girl song. Not an actual bazooka. Some of your drawings are superheroes, some of your drawings are of history. That sounds beautiful. So I do different kinds of artwork, like I like to doodle. I might have a doodle around that I can show you. Might have one on my phone I can show you. I also like to do watercolor paintings, where I'll draw a picture and then I'll watercolor it in. I especially love those watercolor pencils. Love those. I also do chalk art. I'll show you a piece of my chalk art in a minute. Oh, and I like to do nude artwork. I like to draw people having sex. I like to draw people kissing. I like to draw naked men and women. I like to, and I like to do it in the hentai manga kind of anime kind of artwork. So I won't be showing any of my nude artwork today. In fact, I'm not even sure if there's a platform that would allow me to sell such atrocities. Could you imagine if I put it in my Etsy store and then funneled it through Shopify and then you guys would see it like for sale at the bottom of the YouTube channel, like they would, would probably ban me. Hold on. So the picture might be a little dusty because we keep it in the living room on the mantle. It's called Soulmates. I'll just have to see if I have some of my artwork on my phone and show you some of the doodles, but I'm not going to show you guys the anime stuff. If I can find any of my artwork, I'll just show it to you, except for the nude stuff. Hey, KCS Schaefer. So you want to hear something funny, KCS Schaefer? So there was a guy that worked at the supermarket down the street, and he swore he was Dracula reincarnated. But what I thought was hilarious is that he was Wiccan. And he said he was waited 625 years for 2025. He was like trying to convince me that we had some kind of past life together or something. But here's how I knew he was lying. Because he said he was a Wiccan. If Dracula was real, okay, and he was really a vampire, okay, he would never renounce God. Okay? It's just not going to happen. Sorry. It's not going to happen. Not in anybody's reality. I just don't think like he would do that. So, I'm so glad now that this person does not work at the supermarket anymore, because now I can feel safer to shop. But I don't know, I just thought that was a ridiculous experience I had, but I really do truly believe that if Dracula was real, okay, that he would not renounce God for Wiccanism. I just don't think he would. Because Dracula wanted to find salvation, redemption, peace. Okay? And I think that he had hoped, yes, Transylvanians are very religious. You're right, you're correct. I'm from the Greek island of Cyprus. I understand the depth of how, the value of the religion and how people feel about their religion in Europe, Northeast, Southwest Eurasia, whatever. It's very different than America, in my opinion. But there's no way in heaven or hell or on earth anyone could ever convince me that Dracula would ever be a Wiccan fluff bunny. Sorry. Just, no offense, Wiccans. Okay, I love you. Okay, I grew up with Laurie Cabot in my life every day, personally and physically, and learned wonderful things from Wiccans. But I just would argue to the point of being blue in the face that Dracula would never, ever renounce God. Because I feel like he hoped that if he did pass, and lose that form of being a vampire and pass on, he would hope that, God would forgive him and he would find that redemption and peace through his Savior. Okay, so I've funneled all my artwork off of this phone. look in my Google Photos. Wait, there was a Rey Mysterio in here? What? That's hilarious. Rey Mysterio, in case you're wondering how to donate, it's that little money sign at the bottom. And we know you're not Rey Mysterio, so he probably hit him because, you know, no posers. No posers, no jobbers, no front, no fear. So if you come in as Dracula and you're not really Dracula, you're probably going to get hit in a timed out. In this case, he was just Rey Mysterio 420. Let me see here. Oh God, I have 6,000 pictures of artwork on this Google Drive I have with all my art on it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find something. Let me see if I can find my doodles. Okay, that is not one of them. If anybody would like to buy a tarot card reading, all tarot card readings start at $5. Remember, tarot doesn't tell you... tarot tells you what you need to know about yourself. And I would love to help you with that. If you want a grief counseling session, you can pay for one of those two. They're the same price as the tarot card readings. And I can also include the tarot cards. If you want to use the spirit box, you can also pay to use the spirit box. Every reading, every spirit box session, every grief counseling session is only $1 per minute. So the ones that are up in the description, like you can get a $5 one, you can get a $6 one, $11.11, you can get a $20, $30, $60. Just depends on how many minutes, cards, or whatever time you want to spend with me on that kind of thing. Hey Noella, welcome to the haunted house. Yes, Dracula was a very brutal prince, but I still believe at the end of the day that he would want to have found salvation through God had he, you know, been staked at the heart and lost his rental car. Oh, I've never even heard anyone in America ever say anything bad about Romanians. I don't really understand. Have any of the other Americans in chat ever heard anything bad about? I've never ever. But then maybe I'm just in a different group of category of people because I'm Greek, Cypriot, and anybody starts talking bad about anybody, I start walking away. I don't really care. You're black, white, Puerto Rican, everybody, just a freaking, or where you're from. If you're a nice person, that's what matters the most to me. And I think generally everyone in chat that I know that I talk to regularly here feels the same way. A lot of people, they don't want to like me because I'm from Georgia and I'm from the Southeast here in America. Hey, I was just born and raised here. But I was also part of my childhood raised in New England and in California. So I personally have seen a lot of things, lived a lot of things, and culturally have been around a lot of different dynamics, spiritually, emotionally, religiously. Yep, that's the way my parents raised me to be. And it's just the way I'll always be. It's okay to ask this. It's fine. It's fine. Um, so maybe I backed up my artwork to another Google Drive. I'm not seeing it here. Okay, so maybe if I just put in doodles. Or artwork. Okay. Oh, Meryl, that's terrible. Do you think that all of them? I don't think that all of them are that way, though. I don't know. What do you think, Casey Schaefer? Do you think that some of the people that live where you live um, can be hostile like that? Or Meryl, were they just Romanians from America? I mean, my cousin was shot in a grocery store with an AK-47 because he was Greek Cypriot by another Greek Turkish person. Basically because the supermarket that my cousin owned used to be on some land that belonged to the other side before the Turkish invasion, and it was fucking ridiculous. Made world news. It was really sad. So yeah, I mean, there still can be like, you know, of course, we still live in a world where people are hateful. So yeah, they don't hate Americans; they hate their neighbors. That's so interesting. But like K.C. Schaefer said, it depends on what village you go to. Is that what you're saying, Casey? That like it like depends on what village you go to. Hey Tiffany, how are you, sweetheart? So, there's the lipstick again. Remember, the lipstick is your feelings and emotions. And what's going on with your feelings and emotions has no choice but to reflect back to you. So, there very well may have been people who they're in a state of mind that they're only aware of what they do hate instead of what they do love, Meryl. So it reflected back to you because of that kind of energy in their reality, which wasn't your part of your reality. You just kind of walked into it, you know? Yeah, I also feel that too. Like, I feel people just hate to hate. I mean, look at all the people that come in here every night and they sexually and verbally assault me with words. They're just doing it to hate because they love to hate. But then we report them, we hide them from the channel. Google becomes aware of who they are, who their names are, their real names, their MAC address, their IP address. You know, and then it's just a shit show for them from there. Whether they realize it or not. Really, the entire Black Sea belongs to them, so they don't like any other countries surrounding it. Yeah. Tiffany, how are you doing? How's the book thing going? And have you found you said you were looking for a vintage keyboard, because I would be more than happy to help you find one and tell you which ones I think are the best. Yeah, okay, so it's just territorial stuff, not racist stuff. Okay. I want to know, Casey, is that your name? I don't want to say it wrong. Schaefer. Casey, how do you feel? Are you okay? I know you're okay. You're here, but are you okay with what's happening in Europe right now? Are you safe? Are you going to be okay? Because I hear that, you know, some people want to get rid of the United Nations. They want to get rid of NATO. They want to get rid of a lot of things that seem, yeah, the EU. Now, I will have to say, you know, coming from a place, you know, Greek island of Cyprus, which was invaded by Turkey in 1974. That's what my book, For the Love of Cyprus, is about, you guys. Because I wanted to educate people. I like to write historical fictions. I wanted to educate people about the story, because not many people realize how many mass graves are in Cyprus because of the Turkish invasion. And not many people understand that Turkey, allied with America, purchased weapons and tanks, and the Greek Cypriot people thought the Americans were coming to save them, but it was the Turkish using their equipment with American flags still on it, coming to kill them. And this is a little piece of history that nobody talks about. Now, with people who are still alive who experience that, with people who are still here on the planet and know what truly happened and saw it with their own eyes, like my father, they might feel a little bit different about, you know, what's happening right now in Europe. Because at the end of the day, nobody cared. No. We had to give half of Turkey away. We had to give half of Cyprus away to Turkey and pretty much America, so they could put their bases there and control more of those seas and more of that area. And you can't imagine how painful it's been for me to know that my family members are 45 minutes away from those bases where they were shooting off whatever they could or doing whatever they could to take out Gaza. I've always felt scared and nervous for my family that's only an hour away from Gaza. It's just right across the pond. Think about how far away an hour away is from your home. It's pretty close. But now that we're in a situation here in the world where 8.1 billion people are afraid, now I'm not sure that my mind alone can stop the chaos by itself. Though the law of assumption does teach that it only takes one mind to change a whole village. And you don't even have to lift a finger. Once again, this is quantum physics we're talking about, which has been proven by science. This is not some metaphysical stuff or pseudoscience, where there are multiple realities upon multiple realities, right? Like there's multiple cards. Once you become aware of the world card, that's all you're thinking about. And then all the other cards drop out of your reality, right? So those other cards are the simultaneous realities. And then the reality that you're aware of continues to evolve and rotate around you until maybe you decide to change the channel, and next thing you know, you got the High Priestess and everything shifts because either you decided to change your mind, or the idea of a new reality that you want to become aware of sets in. It could take a moment, it could take a minute, it could take all day, it could take a couple days, it could take a week, a year, 5 years, Jesus Christ, it could take 20 years. But I just don't know if I haven't really looked up the information about quantum physics being able to be as powerful in a positive way when you got so many people who are simultaneously aware of the same bullshit reality. Pardon my French. I don't usually talk like this, but you from a mountain village? Well, yes, but I also believe that we must also treat as men with respect. I think that men are very wonderful asset to our planet, to our world, to our society, and to women. And I actually feel quite sad for men because you would think that it would be the woman that is in more danger than a man. But did you guys know, and I told this to Tommy last night, men are more susceptible to being raped, murdered, trafficked, swindled, lied to, stolen from, robbed, kidnapped. And I didn't really realize that until about 4 years ago when I started getting more into the statistics, because I think there's a World Men's Day, or maybe it was National Men's Day, or I don't know, it was some kind of day to celebrate men. And there was like this thing that came up online about, the statistics of how it's so much more dangerous for men, and I can really see it. Like I could see it. Like I could definitely, and I'm just saying it because like I'm telling you, like more of my guy friends are telling me about the horrible shit that happens to them compared to some of my girlfriends. So I really want, and I feel really awful for people like Yoko Ono who've been like promoting peace and world peace and wanting to see that in her lifetime, and now here we are. Like, I'd always hoped that maybe she would, and we would, as a world, get to see that someday. And it's not that difficult. We have enough land on the planet to feed everybody. And we have enough resources as well. The problem is taking the world back, okay? Taking the world back, from the kings and queens who think that they're above the world, above Mother Earth, above their creator, and above this universe. But how do we do that when there's so much control? Well, hey, Happy. Welcome to the Chammy. So, once again, because we become aware of a reality, oh, it's snowing outside. You know what I mean? That reality sticks. But I need to do a little bit. Yep, I'm back. Thank goodness they give you the resume option on the iPad. I think what's happening, Pam, is my equipment is so old right now that it's glitching out. I have a laptop from 2015. My iPhone's from like 2011. It's not from 2011. I'm kidding. It is from like maybe 2015. Yeah, 2015, same as the laptop. And then the iPad's from like 2018, 2019. I bought it for my dad as a Father's Day gift. Do I make tea? Or recipes? Yeah. So remember that headache formula thing? I'm telling everybody, oh, you got a headache? Peppermint and lavender. will help. So like if you get a headache, mix these 2 essential oils together, put on your wrists, your temples, back of your neck, maybe your ears. But also you can make this as a tea as well. I also like to mix chamomile and lavender teas. Okay. Okay, welcome back. So yeah, I also like to make chamomile and lavender tea. I like to mix things up, yeah. Are you making tea, or what other kind of recipes maybe are you asking about, like food recipes or just like tea recipes? But what I was saying about quantum physics is that at the end of the day, you know, I guess I'll just look it up right now. At the end of the day, you know, I'm not quite sure one person alone with their thoughts can overcome 8.1 billion people's, you know, thoughts in the gutter. Though that's probably just a limiting belief in circumstance I'm setting up for myself. So, you're buying tea? Any recipe? Wow. You can have all my tea. I have a whole lot of tea. In fact, it's so ridiculous, I could probably open my own shop. And I guess I'm just like that because I'm very much more of a tea drinker than a coffee drinker. I love coffee, don't get me wrong, but I'm quite picky about it. I only like hazelnut coffees and Colombian coffee. I won't just drink any kind of coffee. And then if I have the choice between coffee and tea, I would much rather have a nice PG and Tips, which is a very classic British tea. You know, put it in the hot water, splash of milk, I love it. Or I like, my favorite tea of all of them, Tiffany, is Constant Comets orange spice tea. You know, and I'm not really sure what they put in it, but I think it's clove, I think it's oranges, I think it's nutmeg. I think it also might have a little bit of cinnamon in it, because when I mix those oils together, it smelled a lot, because I make candles that smell like the tea now. So my candles smell like tea. When you buy one of my candles, it's going to smell like chamomile tea or lavender tea or orange cinnamon spice tea. And the orange cinnamon spice candle is actually a protection candle. So it'll come with crystals that have the protective element, as well as the little black rose on top to, you know, stand for protection. Then the calming one that I make, which comes with a little lavender rose, has some of the different tea smells you can get. You drink both cinnamon coffee. Oh my god, that sounds so good. Oh, I love cinnamon on coffee. I especially, like, don't get me wrong, I love ground cinnamon, but if you can ever find roasted cinnamon, it's a little bit sweeter. It is so good. It tastes like it's just right off the bark, right off the tree. A larbit. So yeah, I would love to talk tea with you anytime, Tiffany. That would be great. I'm going to look at this quantum physics thing. I need to ask Google about. All right, let's see what it says. Can. Okay, can one mind manifest a positive change or outcome using quantum physics law of assumption to help 8.1 billion other minds who are trapped in fear, hate, and discord to be set free with more peace and harmony? That was the question I asked. So according to the law of assumption and emerging theories in quantum-inspired consciousness, one mind is capable of manifesting positive change because the individual is seen as an active participant in a unified non-local field of consciousness. While 8.1 billion minds may exist, prominence of these theories suggests that there is no power outside of your own awareness that can control your reality, as the outer world is ultimately a reflection of your internal state. So when the world starts getting chaotic, we start getting programmed. We start getting into the fear mongering. We start getting, and I wonder, like, because we all have been programmed about the revolution. We all have been programmed about WW3. We have been consciously and subconsciously programmed to fear these kind of things because of the atrocities that our parents, our grandparents, our families have been through in the last 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 1,000 years. It's generational. You can get generational trauma. Every woman in this room, every man in this room with us now has received some kind of generational trauma from their mother. Unfortunately, it's just scientific facts. But you can break through those. Now, in the law of assumption, specifically the teachings of Neville Goddard, your internal state takes dominance over external reality. You are the operant power. This world does not operate by itself. Rather, everything in your experience is based on your assumptions. I mean, how many times have y'all, like, assumed something and you're like, man, I knew that was going to happen? Because you manifested it. You assumed it, so had no choice but to show up at your door or show up in some way. If you assume you are separate, okay, or controlled by the collective, that becomes your reality. Everyone is. Then we come to the everyone is you pushed out theory or concept. Okay, I have explained it in this way before, where when you're thinking about someone and they just comment, call, like, come over, drop by, you see them somewhere and you're like, wow, I was just thinking about you. That's everybody as you pushed out. An example of it, which I'm sure everyone in the room or anyone who might watch this has experienced this. Now let's see what this article I'm reading about the concept of it suggests. That others in your reality are a reflection of your own consciousness. Therefore, changing yourself and your perception of others is the primary way to change the world you experience. So like I believe I manifested Pam, okay, because in my consciousness, in my perception, it reflected in my reality that I wanted to have someone like Pam in my life. Because Pam reminds me a lot of my mom. Interestingly enough, you guys. So there's another example. Okay, so then there's the observer effect that so we're going to go back to quantum physics real quick. Well, let's talk about receptivity versus force. How receptive are you to believing that you can actually create the reality that you want to see? Manifestation is described as an act of deep receptivity where you choose a state of being in the 3D world, which is the one where you see me and I see what you say on the screen, must conform to that state. Quantum physics and the individual's influence. So consciousness-induced perturbation. Some researchers hypothesize that observing a quantum system with focused intent can slightly alter the probability of an outcome. The contextual bias suggests that your mental state can influence the quantum field. So you get 8.1 people who are going crazy because the world's on fire. Boom. Oh, cream rises to the top. And it's not ever going to change. What goes up must come down as well. Now we go back to the observer effect. Remember where earlier I was like, there's simultaneous realities, and when you focus on one, like that's it. All the other realities drop out. And when you stay focused on that one reality intently, you know, you never know what's going to happen in the other realities unless you shift your consciousness. But quantum science suggests that human observation collapses the wave function, meaning nothing becomes fixed until it's observed. Your attention helps solidify which version of the reality you're experiencing. Okay, and everything that we are experiencing is through our consciousness on the radio, on the line, on the internet, on the TV, on the newspaper, in a magazine, blah, 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 blah. So what are you paying attention to? Are you paying attention to the fact that you're a fatty? Or are you paying attention to the fact that you're a hot babe? Are you paying attention to the fact you have a disability and might be on crutches or in a wheelchair like myself or Pam? Or are you concentrating on the fact that you're really a badass bitch and awesome? Do you see what I mean? Like, and then, you know, it's like I had a couple of cavities, right? And I was like, no, I don't have cavities. I take such good care of my teeth. What is the doctor talking about? Why does he think I have cavities? I mean, I saw them on the x-ray. But I tell you what, the next time I went back to the dentist, and it was a different dentist, I didn't have any cavities. I don't know if it's because of the way I thought about it, or if it was because, I don't know, you know, I don't know. Resonance over randomness. Success and luck may not be random, but a result of resonance. Align your focus with invisible patterns in quantum field. So what's the difference between the individual versus collective consciousness? Well, there's a unified field, there's interdependence, and then there's tapping into the collective. So theoretically, models suggest that individual consciousness is an illusion, and that all experiences that we have arise from a single formless substrate of universal consciousness. But with the interdependence, it's like some argue that because we are closed, fully integrated system, every thought or intention influence the entire collective, like the butterfly effect. And then there's some people who have actually practiced this stuff even more deeply than maybe I or anyone in the chat, that say like synchronized breathing and intention can create like a neural alignment, allowing individuals to tap into a giant mind to manifest dramatic changes such as physical healings. So if we can tap into that giant mind to manifest dramatic changes such as physical healings, which I have done. I've done this with my teeth. I think that's what this is probably an example of. I mean, I feel that's, you know, what, you know, also I'm, you know, the brain tumors I have, I'm working on shrinking brain tumors. You know, it's like that kind of awareness. Am I going to be aware of the brain tumors? Or am I going to be unaware of the brain tumors despite I continue going to the doctor to make sure I'm okay? So it's like, it's my choice. Do I want to be afraid of them, or do I want to not be afraid of them and fight what I can to resist even having them anymore, without surgery or without medicine or without whatever? So are you assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled? Act, walk, and breathe as if it's a positive change has already occurred. So I'm walking, acting, and believing the wish fulfilled, which is I have no brain tumors. Internal recalibration, changing yourself and how you perceive yourself and your assumptions about the world, rather than trying to force 8.1 billion other people to change. The change is within, as within, so without, like it said earlier. Like I said before, it's like the lipstick effect. Like the lipstick is me acting, walking, and breathing, and it's a positive change, right? And I put that on, and it's going to reflect back in the camera, right? So once I maintain the lipstick on my lips as external evidence, you know, at that point, my reality is my reality, and that's what's going to reflect back. Instead of forcing another 8.1 billion people to look at themselves in the mirror to reflect. Persistence is also an important part of law of assumption, as well as the quantum physics thing. maintaining your assumption of world peace or will get better, even if that's what makes you feel better. Things will get better. Things are getting better. Things are better. Which one feels right to you right now is what's going to be right and where you should start. You should never try to climb the mountain by yourself and be at the top on day one. And then when you get to the top of the mountain, people are going to try to push you off it. So find the collective quickly and get off the mountain, because no matter where you are, you can move a mountain with a cup of water. And that cup of water is your mind. And that's why the mind is such a terrible thing to waste. So eventually the outer world must conform to persist your inner state. So if I sit here and I, cry all day because people pick on me, then that's just what's going to reflect back. If I sit here and remember who I am every day, that's also what's going to reflect back. Instead of me reflecting upon the horrible things that people say to me or about me. Yeah, that is so strange. Well, probably Metal Rain fell asleep. Because I know he's not been feeling well. He said he was freezing. And those people that do say horrible things about me, Pam, and have said horrible things about me here on the chat, I love them. I really do. And I hope that they will find a way to see the goodness in themselves that I see in them. I really do. I mean that. But, 6 of one, half a dozen of another. I just don't know what happened to everyone. I gotta go to bed anyways here soon. I have to take my dad to a doctor appointment in the morning and pray we make it home safe and there and back again safe. Thank goodness it's only just right down the street and around the corner. It's all right. It's okay. Well, I mean, like Metal Rain could have fallen asleep. Meryl's been working all day. He might be out of it. And maybe some of those other people lost connection as well. I'll be right back. I'm just going to go get another drink because I'm thirsty. And I'll do a collective message, a collective spirit message before I go. If anybody wants to buy a tarot card reading, get a Greek counseling session, or, we'll put the Spiritbox on. Yeah, we've got 10 likes. We'll do Spiritbox in a minute if you guys want to. I knew it would kind of be a low-key night, so let's see how many subscribers we got. Because I will do the free tarot if we could just get the subscribers. Alright, I'll be right back. It won't take longy. Promise. Earlier our temp was 7 degrees and now, oh my gosh. We're supposed to get a horrible storm. Is it going to go from Michigan to Florida? I mean, Aaron Parnas, Parson, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but I think I've shared some of his stories. He's a journalist. He said that the weather is going to be really, really bad. Like, even my neighbor the other day, yesterday actually, he went out and bought a huge generator because they're saying that our electricity could go out and it could take days to weeks to get it fixed. And I have been there before when we were in a tornado in another place that we lived in, but he's got the generator, the tank, and everything over there. So if it does get bad here, Dad and the dogs and the baby canary and the roommate and I will go over there. Now the house is 100+ years old, and it's literally, we just found out from the electrician, it's some of it is the original Victorian wiring. So that's a serious issue. It's gonna hit Tennessee. Hey Kat, welcome to the haunted house, sweetheart. And Ohio. Oh my God. Well, you know, our homes are built on graveyards. So like we don't have underground internet or electricity. So, you know, everything is above ground. So I don't even know if I'll be here after tonight or how long it might, but I'm going to try to stay in touch with you guys as much as possible. I'm worried about the animals outside. Thank God all the squirrels have found their way into the attic, or they might freeze to death. I know that sounds terrible, but I'm not sure why this is already starting so early. Let me try to get the phone off the Wi-Fi. Maybe that'll help. It could have been because I had the phone on the Wi-Fi, and then my roommate's playing Ashes of Creation plus Second Life plus some other game that they like, and their girlfriend is here, so she's playing Second Life as well, and they're both on their computers in their room playing video games. So I'm pretty sure it's sucking the life out of the Wi-Fi. Although he says it doesn't really work like that since we have like really high-speed internet or something. I don't know. I don't understand it myself, but let me get myself another drink and see what's going on in there and see if they're even awake or if they're having the same problems I'm having. Sorry, I had to do something for Puppy Rooney. We'll find out more about his blood work tomorrow. I'm just going to get my drink and I'll be right back. Hey, are you guys having any problem in your room with the internet? Okay, I'm just gonna put the live on. Oh, God, I just dropped all my cards. I'm gonna have to pick those up. Just gonna turn the screen off for a minute, and then I'm gonna plug in the spirit box. I'm so embarrassed. I'm sorry. I always do that. I'm all right. The world's all wrong, Pammy. Okay, what I was saying is, I was getting the batteries for the spirit box, and I did watch NXT tonight because Dad and I decided to have like a father-daughter dinner date for Monday. We decided Friday, so I pre-ordered the food on Friday. Called Monday morning to make sure that they were going to make it correctly because he likes the pineapple chicken fried rice from the Thai restaurant. And they made his food wrong. They put the chili powder in it, or the chili paste, and he went to take a bite and he almost choked to death because of the spice. So I called them back today and I was like, okay, you guys, I almost killed my dad. Can you remake it, please? And I'll just come up there and pay for it again. They're like, no, don't pay. Don't pay, we remake, we love you as customer, we don't want to lose you. So they actually made it right for him today, and he was so happy, and we got to retry our father-daughter dinner date. So we ate our Thai. We watched a movie with Lily Tomlin and Steve Martin from the 80s called All of Me, and then we also watched NXT, which was really good. There was a match at the end of the night with like a bunch of women who were kicking each other's asses. It was really good. You really missed a good match there, Metal Rain. In fact, NXT was fantastic tonight. I really did enjoy watching it, especially the women. You know, I like to watch the women athletes in that particular sports. There's a girl on NXT. I don't know what her name is, but I have seen her on WWE, and she has the red hair like I do, but she wears like. She wears makeup like, oh God, the picture of her is on Dad's phone. I took a picture of her makeup because it was so cool. I wanted to try to recreate it. And it kind of looks like, her makeup looks like, because she wears this, kind of looks like Kiss without the white pasty face. It's just her natural beauty with the kind of Kiss-like makeup. Do you know who I'm talking about? Let me see if I can Google it. Which girl won the last match on NXT tonight? On January 20th, 2026 episode of WWE NXT, Zarya and Solruka, referred to as Zaruka, won the women's match. So they defeated the team of Fatal Influences in a match which involved Ren QCC. Can you show me a picture of her? Does that sound familiar, Metal Rain? Oh, you don't watch NXT? Oh, I thought that's what I read, that you didn't any good matches on NXT tonight. I can actually mime pretty good. I don't know, maybe not as good as I thought anymore, I don't know. Miming is pretty interesting though. Have you ever tried miming? I'm in a box. I can't get out. Miming is very strange, actually. I took a whole course on it a long time ago. It was a lot of fun. I guess I read what you said wrong. Maybe this is a picture of her. Images. Yeah, this girl. Let's see if it's... Okay, it's too bright. This girl is who I was talking about. This is still too bright. Zarya is her name, I guess. Who's the reason you stopped watching TNA? Shit, that's really loud. All right, good night, Danielle. I love you too. Take that cough syrup, yeah, but you know, if you've got some pineapple and honey and lemon, that's a wonderful cough elixir and throat elixir. I promise. Also, we can talk more about the app tomorrow, okay? It's just like that thing we talked about earlier with that girl who was writing that book and has that YouTube channel who, like, I read her stuff and I don't think that she's really, you know, I think she might just be like, I don't know, I kind of wonder if she's getting all her information from AI, but it kind of feels like she's not really had the experience that I've had with that kind of situation. So maybe I should write my own version of her book. How to not get lost in the fucking of a business that only gives a fuck about themselves, pardon my French. I mean, because that's what it is. The owner makes $5 million a year. I'm making $5 a day. And they don't, the company is not run out of America, and they don't report to the IRS, and it's just kind of like, I'm very confused about it. Like, how can he make that much money and not live in the country, but yet make the money in the country? I mean, I guess he just does his taxes in his own country, and it doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't know how it works. We can talk more about it tomorrow, okay? I love you. Good night, sweet dreams. Thank you for making me laugh today. So what wrestling do you watch, dear? I'm a little bit confused now because I thought you did watch NXT. Also, are there any spirits with us here right now? I hear your voice. Did the spirit box just say Tom? Is that your name? Just say Tom. Hi. Sound like someone say, I'm Philip. Hi, Philip. Yeah, I know, Metal Rain. I know. I do everybody's taxes in the house. I hate it. I do have a tax lawyer. I might call him this year and be like, hey, can you work this out for me? Because I don't know if I can bear to stand to do it. I really don't want to do it. Here, let me ask Google this. See, this is what I don't understand about this company I work for. Yes, as a UK resident earning significant income from the US based business, you likely have US tax obligations on the US source income, potentially including self-employment tax. But you can use the US UK tax treaty, foreign earned income exclusion if applicable, and foreign tax credits to avoid double taxation and reduce your U.S. liability through filing requirements for the IRS will apply. The key is determining if your income is effectively connected to a U.S. trade or business, likely yes, and your residency status requiring expert advice. Yes, it is Taco Tuesday. So I don't understand why the owner of the business is making $5 million a year, and the company doesn't even bother to give me a W-2 form or give me any kind of anything to show me what I make yearly or what fucking, like, the money. Like, when they pay me, they take a huge chunk. They take 50% of the money I make. Then they charge me more money to transfer it. Yeah. So you'll pay UK tax on that income as a UK resident. You'll use the US-UK tax treaty forum that tax credits to reduce your US tax bill by the amount of the UK tax paid in the income on that income. You must file US tax returns from 1040 Schedule C. I asked them for a 1040. They're like, we don't send you your tax. You have to figure out how much money you made on your own. Like, what? So there's no way for me to calculate how much money they actually take from me. And there's no way to really calculate how much of the service fees they charge me. Unless I go and print every single day that I work, which I work 365 days, 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. I just don't understand how they get away with it when it's like, you know, this scenario involves complex international tax laws. Consult a U.S. tax advisor specializing in this so that you understand the full obligation in both countries and maximize treaty benefits. Does any of that even sound normal? Happy Taco Tuesday. Yeah, so the fact that the business is physically located and run out of Houston, Texas is highly significant and makes it almost certain that you have U.S. tax liabilities. It's really weird. I don't know how they're getting away with it. If anybody can figure out how they're getting away with it, let me know. I'm curious, because it absolutely sucks to think that people can come over here from other countries, start a business, and not have to pay taxes, and not have to feel obligated to do anything regarding the 1,000 employees they've hired, let alone the 60 to 100 of them that work daily. Just doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, I got my list of questions out here for the Spirit Box. Oh, there was something I wanted to ask you about Uber. Is it true that Uber is starting to use vehicles where there's no driver? Where they're just automated cars? Yeah. Maria's probably in bed. She's got a, you know, she works at a, I think she works at an elementary school. Or she works at a school. Rose is flaking out for tomorrow. Okay, that's it. I'm manifesting people who are as interested as I am. I want to see this show on TV, you guys. Quit flaking out. Okay, because it's happening here in Georgia. I'm hearing that there was one in front of an 18-wheeler and one behind an 18-wheeler, and the 18-wheeler was stuck because neither one of them would move. But I would guess that if Uber saw that there were some accidents, that they've completely abandoned the experiment all over the country. I guess we can ask Google. Google. I used to never have to use Google because my mom was smarter than Google, but now my mom is Google, I guess. See, yes, Uber uses autonomous vehicles in Atlanta, Georgia through a partnership with Waymo, allowing riders to request self-driving Jaguars. I-Pace Car via the Uber app is designated areas with options for UberX comfort and electric rides, all featuring onboard support and the ability to control music and temperatures from the app. Opt in the Uber app set. You know, this is perfect for someone like me who's agoraphobic, who really doesn't want to be around someone else's germs or bullshit. But I would be too scared to get in it because, you know, once again, I've seen what those cars can do to people, and I would much rather like be in a car controlled by a human being at that point. Request a ride. Request an eligible UberX comfort, etc. in Atlanta. You'll see a notification if you're matched with a Waymo car, with an option to accept or switch to a human-driven ride. Excuse me. So it operates in a 65 square mile zone between Buckhead and Capitol View, but not on highways or at the airport. Oh, well, that's interesting. Okay. That's interesting because of that whole, it's against the law to drive automated. It's so weird. Where's the fucking loophole in this? When you're here in Georgia and you go to test drive a Tesla, they will not let you get automated on the actual streets. Only automation on the highway. So I guess this company must have like some kind of loophole deal or thing like that, or maybe they don't. Well, I guess they're using Jaguars and not Teslas. I don't know. Jaguars, not Jaguars. I need to thin out my bangs. All right, let's see if there's any spirits that want to talk to us before I leave. I have to go to bed soon because I have to take Daddy to the doctor in the morning. So there was Phil and Tom that talked to us. Are you there, Pee Wee Herman? How many spirits are with us now? Waymo can only travel locally. Well, that's interesting. If anybody has any questions for the spirit box, please feel free to ask. Hey Billy, welcome to the haunted house. Would you like to ask the spirit box a question? Whoa, did you hear that? It sounded like a phone ringing. Yeah, I'm still doing readings tonight. I'm here. Thanks, Billy, for your compliment. I appreciate that. I bet you're really pretty too. Spirit, what do we need to know right now? What is the most important message that you have for us tonight? Are you here with us now? Spirit, do you know if can you hear it? Can you hear my voice, Spirit? Can you hear my voice, Spirit? Can you hear me? Can you see me, Spirit? Can you see me, Spirit? Can you read the chat? Is the spirit box turning heel? Did the spirit box just say crap? Thank you so much, Metal Rain, for your donation. That's very kind and generous of you. Did the spirit box just say you bet? I still gotta post that video I sent you of the spirit box playing music. I'll do it tonight before bed, I promise. So I'm thinking of cutting my hair. I think I want to get I don't know, maybe a pink mohawk. You're right, Spirit Box is acting a little bit scary ever since the music box incident. And this light is turning itself off and on. And I'm not talking about the one that changes colors. I'm talking about the actual one that turns on and makes it bright in the room. but nothing's wrong with the lamp. Nothing's wrong with the light bulb. It just likes to turn itself off. And it actually likes to click the button. Like, it's something that, if there's something in the house that can move things around. I don't know if it's the mimic. I don't know if it's the little people. In fact, you know what, Metal Rain? I know that Fiona was like, oh, do the doppelganger mimic thing. Like, you should make a series about that or whatever. Or make a video about it, but it got too scary. I don't know if I'll ever finish it. So I might just jump into the one about being a musician instead. I don't know if I'll finish it. I've got videos to post, but they're like unfinished. This series is unfinished because it's just gotten too scary. What questions do you have, Metal Rain? And do you want me to have the spirit box on, or do you want me to turn it off while we do your reading? Spirit, I'm calling forth my most trusted and strongest spirit guides because I have a question I'm going to ask you privately about myself. I always sit here and wait for people to buy readings or for Metal Rain to put his questions in the chat. And also, we can do your reading later if you don't have any questions that you know that you might want to do right now. Wow. Spirit, are you happy? No? How many spirits are with us now? Good night? Did it just say good night? Spirit, do you know where you are? Where are you, Spirit? Can you tell me? Can you share your location? Do you know where you are? let's get into, okay, great, yeah. Okay, good night, sparrows. Goodbye. Okay, Spirit, I'm calling forth, oh, let me get that card that fell on the ground when I was shuffling for myself. Spirit, I'm calling forth Metal Rain's most trusted and strong spirit guides. What does it need to know today? Was the court date for Alana's BF. How did that go? Looks like things went pretty well. In his favor. She's happy with the results. He's happy with the results. And they're communicating about it. Let's see what else we need to know about that real quick. Can you elaborate, Spirit? What are they communicating about within regards to what he needs to know right now? What is this communication about? Okay. Alright. Wow. So there's like 10 cards here, and I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to paint the story for you. So, yeah, they talked. Things have gone well in his favor, in the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Wands, alright? And in the communication and the talking that they've had, he's offered her a new beginning. More talking. More happiness in regards to planning their home life together and creating a future where they don't have to look back on all the bullshit. It has really uplifted her at the end of the day, but she has no idea how this is going to work in her mind. She can't wrap her head around it in the Two of Cups. She's like weighing it all like it's... And the clarification with all these beautiful cards is the Tower. I don't think that all these promises are going to be kept, unfortunately. Yeah. So, unfortunately, Abu definitely, because he's just feeding her lines to keep her sticking around. Either she has, maybe she has money, security, something he wants. It could just be sex at the end of the day. You know, he wants to be able to use her for sex whenever he wants. You know, even if you're in jail or prison, you can still have, you know, your partner come and visit you and things like that. But it's all gonna fall apart with that Tower card, no matter what. At the end of the day, he can say everything he wants to say, but at the end of the day, she really wants to be shown. She doesn't want to be told. Well, she wants somebody to tell her, but she wants to also be shown as well. So, unfortunately, that is kind of like, you know, the cherry on top of the shit in regards to your question and the answer. So, it's like, even though things went well and they've talked all these pretty words to each other, it's not going to happen, Metal Rain. Too much chaos, and by the time he gets home or where he's going after jail or prison, it's going to be too late. Any update you need to know about Selena concerning you? Any updates on that, Spirit? Spirit says not too much. Not too much. Nothing to be concerned about or anything. It's a big fat no here. This is not someone who wants to give you a difficult time. She doesn't want to argue with you. She doesn't want to argue with anybody. She, no, there really isn't anything new that you need to know about her, but Spirit's just saying, you know, keep that, if you're feeling that magic, keep it, because it's going to help you sail on to smoother waters. There is definitely something here that's special. Yeah, it could just be a great friendship. It could be, you know, romance on the horizon. But there's something about the magic, I mean, the magician and the combination of the Six of Swords saying, you know, both of you are sort of in the same boat. There is something special. There's potential for a special connection there. It can be uplifting as well as help you both find smoother waters, or smoother, easier, cooler, kind of happier kind of vibe in your lives, being in each other's lives, even if you're just friends. All right, Pammy, sweetheart, I love you. Get some rest, okay, or have some fun. Whatever it is that you're going to go do. Thank you so much for coming by tonight. I appreciate you. So, within regards to Selena, no, there really isn't any update you need to know about Selena concerning you other than, you know, keep the good vibes going. Let the good times roll. Or sail. You know. Spirit wants you to stay positive about that energy there. And then it's interesting because, like, the card on the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Wands. And this card is all about new beginnings and communicating. Planting your seeds to grow mighty oak trees. And you got a lot. I think we've talked about Selena before, and you got that Magician and that Ace of Wands, I think. How will Eliana react to me and Selena talking? Well, she may never get word of it. Once again, if she does get word of it, it'll hurt her head a lot. She'll get a bad headache. She'll be like, she is not gonna is not gonna sit well with her. But I feel like at the same time, she might not hear about that because hey Meryl, welcome back, sweetheart. Because, you know, wands are about communication. You know, she may be very well thinking about you as well, wondering what you're doing, wondering why you're not talking to her. But she might not get word. Now, the card that was on the bottom of the deck was the Three of Pentacles. People creating. Like, she might, her feelings in regards to, you know, the Three of Pentacles being the clarifiers, kind of like, she'll be curious if she could recreate something with you, not necessarily, you know, not necessarily with the both of you, but recreate something with you. Like, it will hurt her head and it will cause her to want to kind of recreate, you know, you, recreate you guys, you know, communicating, and she'll be thinking of, like, if she got word of it, you know. That's interesting that you say that you and Selena are talking, because, like the card said in the beginning, it's Nine of Wands. She probably won't, you know, if you guys are talking, she probably won't hear it. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that someone beat her up unless you told me, and I just, you know, I take in so much information and get so many stories that I end up reading or hearing or helping someone with throughout the day. That probably just left my mind. Is Three of Wands third party? Well, the way that I read the cards, Three of Wands. No, it was Three of Pentacles, dear, which is about creation. But one thing that you need to know about the cards is, like, when I'm reading them to you, I'm going more based on my intuitive feelings and channeling your most trusted and strongest spirit guides and what I'm intuitively picking up on and feeling. So while the Three of Pentacles, which was the energy on the bottom of the deck, I never pulled Three of Wands in this reading. Or what did you say, Three of Wands? It's about creating something. It's about her you know, wanting to you know, it could be saying like she's wondering why you're not talking to her, Ileana is, and wondering if she can recreate something with you. And I can't believe it. Okay, so why did Selena beat up Ileana? Oh my god, okay. Yeah, let's make a fire. Did she, like, steal money from her, or steal something from her, or... Oh, no, the reading was over, dear. You didn't interfere. Now we're just talking about the reading. So I'm just going to put this on mute for a minute. Because I have to send a voice message. Okay, sorry about that. I had to send a voice message back to a friend. Hey, Sugar. How are you, babe? Yep. Tell her the only way that she can use Gemma to get on your good side is to give her to you. No, you weren't deaf, honey. I was just sending a friend a voice message privately. How have things been, Sugar? My day was good. The dog's doing well. I'm doing well. Dad's doing well. But it's supposed to like start snowing, and it's supposed to like not stop. And it's so funny because these people are like, it's gonna be 3 inches to a foot. Please. Growing up in Boston, I woke up with 10 feet of snow. It's nothing. But it does suck down here because they don't like plow the streets, and it's ridiculous. So we'll just see how it goes. They're saying that we could lose power for days to weeks, so I don't know about that, but I got some food at least, and blankets, and a lot of firewood, so oh no. You might have to let him down. Why? What happened? Well, once again, now that's the reality that you've become aware of. So that's all it's going to be, sugar. Is you being alone. So stop telling that to yourself. And if you don't feel like he's the one, you're doing the right thing by moving on and having to let him down. Okay? But don't tell yourself that you feel like you will end up alone. We just talked about this in the live earlier, where, you know, it's like, okay, here's the simultaneous realities, and once you become aware of one, that's the one that starts reflecting back to you. It's just science. It's been proven again and again and again and again until you can change the channel, or change your thoughts, or change your mind, or tell yourself something different till you believe it. Really? He didn't even want to like split it up? Yeah, come say that to my face. And then you can meet my little friend too. I don't think you have the tits to say it to my face. I think you only have the tits to come here. And so now that you've been reported to Google, now your IP address, your MAC address, your email address, your home address, and your real name will be cultured and cultivated. And probably your private information will be sent to or sold to whatever government you're governed under. So I'd be really careful rage baiting and trolling on YouTube, because at the end of the day, hiding behind this foxhound name, that's not going to protect you from your trolling. And I'm telling you this because I do care about your privacy as much as you do, the way I care about my privacy and everybody's privacy in this room right now. So be careful. And you lurkers there who are hanging out without your usernames, you think your usernames are hidden because your YouTube channels aren't turned into channels, your YouTube accounts. I can see your names. I know who you are. Well, you and Mental Rain are in the same state. Why don't you guys meet up sometime? Y'all are looking for love in all the wrong places. When you're in the same chat together. It couldn't hurt. But I think you also live in, I think he lives in LA and you live up in Frisco area, right? I think I'll go over to my Google account and see what Foxhound really is. Oh look, there's your name on my block list. Oh, that's awesome. So you still want to genuinely be friends with him. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I can understand. That makes total sense. Okay. So we are still doing tomorrow, okay. Sugar, what kind of dessert did you get? Hold on, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Yeah, chocolate lava cake. That sounds good. What did you guys have for dinner? Hey, Frank and Dad.
Hello.
I'm back. Who's gonna fight? Sorry, everybody came into the room, so I had to put the camera on pause and leave. But I'm following the conversation. If you're there, Sugar, what did you guys have for dinner? Chocolate lava cake is totally worth it, in my opinion. I gotta thin out these bangs, they're too thick. You went to the Battle Riot event last year? So, wait, well, they just got chocolate lava cake for dinner? I thought that was just for dessert. Oh, where did she go? So yes, when a user is reported for violating YouTube community guidelines, Google collects data which includes your IP address and information or any information necessary to identify them for their investigation. Yes, while YouTube has a privacy policy in terms of service that explain they collect the information provided during account creation and usage, I think many people forget that. Especially the device information, your activity logins, to maintain safety and comply with the law. So, this is something I'm going to keep telling people because I don't think people realize that their privacy is at risk when they pull this kind of shit on me, or anybody really. Oh, really? It's like the Royal Rumble, huh? That might be nice to watch. So Google will collect mobile network information, including your carrier and your phone number, your IP address, your browser type, the device you're on, your operating system. They will, through your IP address, locate, your saved home and work address as well, your personal data. Google stores all that. So be careful on YouTube, because when you troll and harass, your privacy isn't protected. So get a grip, trolls. And this is why I've never gotten on social media. Well, first of all, I'm not the kind of person that gets online to hurt people. That's not my forte. But I also know that, whether I'm on either side of the fence, my privacy is not protected. If I start harassing and trolling people and saying mean things, they're just gonna, track it down and find out who I really am. I mean, what's the point? You're not living in 1984 anymore, even though it feels like it. Shotzi Blackheart. Yeah, isn't that what's her face? She has a different name now. Let me go look at her. Oh wait, no, I think she's always been under Shotzi Blackheart, right? I'm just confusing her with somebody else because of the green hair. God damn, I love that green hair. It's beautiful. That's it. I'm dyeing my hair green. Okay, yeah, so she never changed her name. She just looked like somebody I'd seen before, but I don't think I've seen her on WWE. I think I was confused. I know what I was confusing her with Sasha Banks' new character. What happened to Suga? Oh well. I'm gonna get offline and work on some music and go to bed. I'll set the alarms. I've got the cameras going outside. If snow starts, I'll see it. If someone comes to the door, I'll see it. Gun locked and loaded. Or should I say guns? So we'll just have to see. Hopefully the weather doesn't get too bad and people don't get too crazy. Because people do get crazy around here when it snows, so. Alright, well, be good to yourself with your thoughts, everybody. I'll be back if I don't get snowed in and I've got electricity. Be good to yourself with your thoughts. I keep seeing 717 everywhere. There's 7 people in chat, 17 likes. Thank you so much for the likes, the subscriptions, and the love. I appreciate you all. And yeah, be good to yourself with your thoughts. Please don't troll YouTube or people on YouTube. It will only hurt you in the end. Okay? And everyone deserves their privacy. So music is sacred and no prison.